Constitution Hill has just won the Fighting Fifth in fine style. In fact, he's blown away a horse as good as his stable companion Epitante. The trainer of both, of course, is Nicky Henderson. Wowza. I know you've just been doing an interview with ITV Racing, and Matt Chapman was saying that you were keeping your feet on the ground. It's really hard to after a performance like that, isn't it?
Well, I think the nice thing is what we saw last year was it looked pretty freakish. The stats said it was, the times said it was, everything said this is a freak. And, you know, I was just worried this was going to be a silly tactical race today, didn't know what Oh So Sleepy was going to do. I just said, Nico, just go and enjoy yourself. You can do anything on this horse. He's so versatile. His brain is so good. His head. You could do anything with him you like. We've never made the running before. He's never made the running in a gallop before because actually, well, no horse can get near him anyway, so it would be a silly way to do it. But he goes round on his own, only the third, fourth race of his life, and he just, off he goes. You press the button, and how he quickened up was, even I was impressed.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I have to say, I just haven't seen a hurdler like it. Do you think we might be talking about the best hurdler ever?
No, let's just, I say, all 4 feet on the ground. He's got 4 feet, his ear on the ground, because he has this wonderful attitude to life. I'm thrilled for Michael. I'm sad for Epitante, because she'd have won it in any normal year, and yet this is a bit of a freak. He really is.
In terms of how he is, that constitution that you talked about, how relaxed he is, how adaptable he is, have you had a horse like this before?
No, I think that's half the beauty of him, is his temperament. It is, and as you remember last year, I was telling the tales of me ringing Barry Geraghty and saying, listen, I thought you told me this was a good horse. And it's asleep, it's got nothing. He gets lapped at the walk, he gets lapped at the trot, and it follows them up, and it follows. There's nothing exciting. If I pulled out 30 horses and he was in the middle of them, you wouldn't pick him out in a million years. But he has this, because he's just so wonderfully geared in his head, that you can do whatever you like. Make the running, drop him in, doesn't matter. How far, how high, doesn't matter. He just does it for you. And Sean, who rides him every day, he's done a great job. Everybody has. It's fantastic. But as I say, he's not it's hard to gauge him at home, because when you actually do that, obviously nothing can go with him. But for 2 months, I thought there's nothing that he can go with. So, you know, that's life.
He switches on at the racecourse. Now, What are you going to do next? Because you've got Epitante and the Christmas Hurdle. You've got the option of the Matheson Hurdle in Ireland. Might you be tempted to keep them apart over Christmas?
Put him in. I did put him in Ireland, yes. Because Epitante deserves, I mean, you know, she's gone every year. She's gone from the Fighting Fifth, the Christmas Hurdle. And unfortunately for her, this fellow's got in the way. And we had no option as a result of last week. We had no option. And so it obviously lets him in to the Christmas Hurdle because we have the time.
And then there's the small matter of Honeysuckle, who will have...
well, there you go. That's another ball game altogether, so we look forward to that.
But this is what fans really want of this sport, and you're a fan of this sport. It's going to make the season electric, Nicky.
Well, I think everybody would like us to meet in March and let that be the decider.